Hello everyone, welcome back to the Marcus Dell'Olio YouTube channel. As always, I'm your host, Marcus Dell'Olio. This is not the, oh frick, that's not the topic of today's video. This is, however, Central Florida and unexplored apes. Frick. What are we talking about today, people? What are we talking about today? That's a good question. We're talking about the skunk ape today, okay? The skunk ape. Let's write that down for those of you who are hearing impaired. What is the skunk ape? Some of you may be asking. The skunk ape is a, well, it's an ape. But it's a creature, cryptid, if you will, that exists in Florida. So this may be completely bewildering to some of you, but I grew up in Florida. I used to live in Florida. When I moved into Canada, however, I didn't see, any cool stuff. My grandmother saw a couple of weird things, which was weird because she was definitely the one to be like the first one to be like, hey, that's not real or whatever. She was definitely the skeptic. You know what I mean? This, however, the skunk ape, I don't think I ever discussed it with her because I held it very near and dear to my heart. So I would go back to Florida all the time, like literally once, maybe twice a year, depending on what was going on. This particular summer, however, I believe was the summer of, I don't remember how old I was. I want to say 2005 to 2007 is about the era it was in. I'd have to ask Mom. You know what? Shoot, let me ask Mom real quick. Okay, I just asked my mom. It was 2008. I didn't actually ask her, Mom, if you're watching this on Tuesday or whatever. Hey, I didn't actually ask you. I just looked it up on Facebook to when the pictures matched up. But it was 2008, okay? So that means we had, I don't think Barack Obama was our president yet. That literally means nothing. I'm trying to frame it in my own little brain. But anyways, we were down in Florida because of a medical emergency that happened with someone in the family. And so my mom decided to let me hang out with my friends for the day. My friends being Antonio and his family being the main friends that I'm talking about in this scenario. So back in 2008, what's my age now? I'm 23. I think I was 11. Summer 2008. I'm out with my buddy Antonio and we're big chilling, right? It's around 8 or 9 o'clock at night and we're out looking for frogs. So I'm very into reptiles. If you guys have looked back at my past catalog on this YouTube channel, you might be aware how into reptiles I am. I love reptiles. I love amphibians. Love it all. My buddy Antonio looks at me and he's like, hey, we got some big frogs around here and it's dark outside. I'm like, show me them frogs. Show me them slimy boys. So we head out. We're looking around. We find this frog that's like literally this big. It's so big. I say it's this big. It was this big when I was 11, so it's probably this big. Normal size for an American bullfrog, just by the way. I love bullfrogs, by the way. I just love frogs. Frogs are cool. I don't care who your mother is. Frogs are cool. So we're out there, we're catching frogs, we're doing all this stuff, and finally we look at our clocks or whatever, and it's like our watches, and it's, we've been out there for an hour or two. And he's like, we better start heading back, because Dad's going to start worrying about us. Understandable. So we start heading back. My buddy Antonio, he lives in a subdivision. There's street lights overhead, right? So as we're walking back, all of a sudden, there's this creature. I'm not making this up. Look me in the eye right now. I'm not making this up. Okay? There's no part of me that is joking about this next bit. There is a creature that comes out of the darkness, okay? But the hairs on my neck are actually starting to stand up right now. And begins to behave like an ape, okay? So keep in mind, little old Marcus, very into nature, very into reptiles and all the rest of it. I'm looking at this thing and it's acting like an ape, It's beating on the ground, ripping tufts of grass up, okay? Making a bunch of noise. It looks really stupid and it sounds really stupid, but that's what it was doing. It was making just a lot of noise, beating on the ground and ripping grass up. That's a territorial display from a primate. You know what I mean? So looking back on it with 20/20 vision, I can say that. You know what I mean? But when I was 11 years old, that wasn't going through my mind. I just thought, oh, we're going to die. I looked at Antonio. Antonio says, what are we going to do? I say, I don't know. And I start to just scream at it. Primal instincts, okay? Listen to them. Don't know what it is. I've always had the innate ability just to say, hey, what would monkey brain Marcus say to do? And then just do that. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, be able to decipher what my upper level human brain would be able to say and what my monkey brain is trying to say to me. And at that point, I just went with monkey brain. Stupid as it sounds. I just started to scream and approach it. You know, I don't want to do it because I don't want my neighbors to call the cops thinking that somebody's getting hurt or anything. So I start to scream and approach this creature. And it looks up at me with these eyes. These friggin' eyes! I remember the eyes. The eyes were glowing. And I know, looking back at it with a 23-year-old's wisdom, just someone who's worked with animals before, I know that it was probably just the backing, same with cats, same with deer and stuff like that, where you shine a light at them. Even wolf spiders have it. You shine a light at them, I can't remember what it's called right now, and it reflects a light back at you. And I think it was the light coming from the street light. It looked like it had red eyes, and I was like, oh, I'm still scared, but I'm gonna keep moving towards it. It looked at me, it beat its chest twice just like that, and then sprinted off into the darkness. We ran inside with our tails between our legs, figuratively, not literally, because we ain't monkeys, okay, out here. And we ran inside, and we told his dad about it. And I remember his dad being like, because at that point in time, there was an ad or something like that for I want your Snickers bar or something. There was a monster that wanted Snicker bars or something. I don't really remember what was going on. And he's like, well, did it say it wanted your Snickers bar? You know, joking, because he thought that we weren't telling the truth, even though we were both literally shaking. Hashtag literally shaking and crying right now. This is real. He was saying all that, and then we were like, no, he didn't. He just beat his chest and ran into the darkness. We didn't see him again. He laughed. I don't think he thought it was real. And I don't know if Antonio's ever thought about this since then, but I've thought about it consistently. I really press into this corner of my brain because I really want it to be a cryptid. I really want it to be an animal that hasn't been described yet. However, what I would probably assume that it actually is, if we're talking real life animals, we're not talking about a Bigfoot or anything like that, which, by the way, I do believe Bigfoot exists. I'm going to catch some flack for that. I know that. But I believe Bigfoot exists. I believe everything exists until I'm proven that it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? So there's always a part of me that's going to want the Loch Ness Monster, the Chupacabra, the what is it, Lake 10 Killer Octopus in Oklahoma, Bigfoot, the Skunk Ape. I want all of that to be real. There's a childlike brain inside of my brain that's consistently hey, what if it was real? And then my adult brain is well, it's not real. You know what I mean? But my childlike brain is still I really want it to be real though. And I really want the skunk ape to be Bigfoot of Florida. I don't want it to be a chimp, even though I'm pretty sure it's just an escaped chimp. Anyways, guys, that was my run-in with the skunk ape. Completely real. Not making this up. Once again, look me in the dadgum eyes. I'm not making this up. If you guys enjoyed this content, comment down below. If you've had any spooky experiences with a cryptid, maybe I'll Zoom call you, Skype you, whatever, just to see, hey, was that super cool or was it just kind of super boring like mine was? I think mine was boring. I don't think I had a super cool experience. But once again, thanks for watching. Comment down below all of that. Please subscribe. Your subscription is very much so appreciated. I'm a very small channel, so when one person subscribes, I definitely see when that person subscribes. If you guys comment, I will reply back to you for a third time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Always remember to take the stairs. If you get tired, pull over, call me. If I'm still up, I'll reply. If I'm not, I'll still be asleep and I won't pick up. I'm a really deep sleeper. So if that's the case, please get yourself a hotel. I really value your safety over anything else. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.